high value feminine women never ever tell themselves. I am your dating and relationship expert, head coach, course creator at Black Swan Relationship Academy, and I and my coaches on this channel will be showing up to educate you, to train you, and to give you advice for dating and relationships. I know that you've already met some of my coaches and that you're loving their videos. I thank you so much for your warmth, for your support. That is the Black Swan way. We're here to support one another, to applaud one another, and to really give these ladies, you know, excitement about creating videos and content for you, because they have so much content and so much experience, and they have been working with me and, you know, privately become dear friends to me. So do support their videos, do learn from them, and do share, because I have asked all of them to come out here and share their expertise and experience and stories with you. So if you want more, make sure that you like their videos, that you share them. If you love my outfit, this is called the Swan dance. It is beautiful, and I will put the video of it or the picture somewhere in this video. You can just go to blackswanrelationshipacademy.com/shop and you will be able to shop this dress from LEEKHAYA, and you've already met the designer, who is our style concierge, Unique. So grab yourself this beautiful, amazing dress that is just so fantastic. Okie dokie, let's move on to today's video. I would really love for you to share this video, because this is something that keeps coming up, and if we could just stop telling ourselves these lies, we would really make so much progress in our dating and relationship journeys. Okay, so also I want us to be conscious and aware that the lies we tell other people, they're bad. They're bad. Lying is bad. Let's all agree that lying is bad. But not always the same consequences at the same level. Okay, the lies we tell other people, they're bad. They make us come across as somebody who lacks integrity, somebody who is not to be trusted. We shouldn't be doing it. But the lies we tell ourselves break our contracts with ourselves. They break our agreement with ourselves. And the agreements that we make with ourselves are the only way we know whether we love ourselves, by the agreements and the contracts we're willing to make and keep with ourselves. And so many of us have gotten into the pattern of lying to ourselves so that we can have the things that we know we shouldn't be having, because the price we pay at the end of it is we lose our dating and relationship currency. We lose ourselves, we lose our self-esteem, we lose our self-worth, we lose all of the stuff that gives us worth and value in the sexual marketplace. So if we're telling ourselves these lies, we're wasting away our lives. Now, this lie may have been told to you subliminally, subconsciously from somewhere, and you have believed it, and you keep telling yourself these lies. So let's pay attention as I go through these 7 lies, and I'm sure there are more, but these are definitely the ones that come into my practice way more regularly. Lie number 1: he will change if I change myself. Don't get me wrong. When we're in a relationship and we're in an established relationship, then a lot of the stuff that goes on often is 2 people being triggered and reacting to each other in a way that is unhealthy. Yes, it is absolutely possible for one partner to change, and that ultimately changes the relationship. It makes the other person feel more safe, more comfortable to be themselves. But ladies, if a man is being abusive, if a man is treating you badly, if a man talks to you like you are nothing, if he doesn't care about you, if he is not there for you, there is no amount of changing that will change him. You can become the sweetest, most feminine, most loving person, but if the egg is rotten, it is rotten. Change, yes, but not for him. Change for yourself. Be the best version of yourself for yourself. Because that other version, the 2.0 version of you, has a 2.0 version waiting for her. And if your partner decides to change in order to keep up with you, it's his win, but your win is in your own personal change. Please, ladies, let us stop dating, courting, and being in relationships with men who do not cherish us, who do not respect us, who treat us like trash. And we hope if we would just lose more weight or be more understanding or make more excuses or change ourselves and contort ourselves into somebody that we're not, if we would speak less, if we would do less, and this is usually a sign that we're in a relationship with a narcissist. We're constantly having to do all of the changing for the relationship to be happy and healthy, but he's not actually making an effort. All he does is take, and all you do is, if I was more silent, if I was a bit more talkative, if I dress better, if I look better. This is not a healthy relationship. Relationships are not about constantly needing to adjust to accommodate your partner. Do we need to compromise? Yes. Do we need to continually grow and evolve and be the best version of ourselves? Yes. But if this is the only way we will see and experience kindness in a relationship, then you are telling yourself a lie. People do not change for other people. People do not change to make other people happy unless they are codependent in their relationships, which is they can only be happy if somebody else is happy. So you are probably dealing with issues of codependency. You need your partner to be happy so you are happy. So yes, let's do the work, but nobody changes for anybody. We change because it becomes too painful to be who we are. You could watch all of the videos on my channel. You could agree with them. But change will only come when you start to feel the pain of staying the same. This is why human beings change. Your partner, your boyfriend, the man you're dating, it works for him. Being who he is works for him. He will not change until it is in his best interest. And he assesses that it is in his best interest for him to change. He's not going to stop cheating because you cry about it. He's not going to stop running around and spending your money or doing whatever he's doing because you are hurt about it, because you're going to try and be feminine and talk about it. He is going to change when it no longer serves him. And for now, it serves him. So as a high-value feminine woman, you have to learn when to extract yourself. You cannot change into another human if you no longer recognize yourself in the mirror. If you no longer know the kind of woman that you are, like, who am I? Why am I doing these desperate things? This is not a relationship for you. You have bought into a lie, and worst of all, you are injecting yourself every day with this toxin. Point number 2. If I wait, fast, pray, he will come back to me. Ladies, I know that losing love is a painful thing. This is something that I have endured myself over and over until sometimes I thought I would lose my mind. I know the pain of losing somebody who you are so deeply emotionally invested into. I know the pain of watching that person walk away. I know the pain of having that person walk away even when I have been the one who has ended the relationship. It hurts like hell. But the idea and the notion and the lie that if you wait, they're gonna come back, they have moved on, they have now got a new girlfriend, they have married somebody else, they're having 400,000 children with that person. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. They have moved on, and you are sitting there waiting for somebody. Sweetie, honey, sugar pie, honey bunny, Swan, Swan princess, Swan queen, listen to me. You are hemorrhaging your life. Every day you are sitting there waiting for a man to come back. Every day you are waiting for him to see how valuable you are, waiting for him to miss you, waiting for him to come to his senses and finally see that you are the one that he's always wanted. You are deceiving yourself and you are being deceived. And the only thing you are waiting for is to grow old and die. That is the only thing you are waiting for. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, But sometimes you've got to love people enough to tell them the truth. I would love to sit here and tell you, if you pray and fast for 40 days and 40 nights and turn around and put this oil on your head and spend 400 times walking backwards or whatever, I would love for you to believe that there's some potion, some pastor, some apostle, some prophet, somebody who's gonna do a special prayer and this person is gonna come back. Sweetheart, let us be okay with letting go. I know that we all suffer from neglect, childhood neglect and abandonment, and sometimes it causes us to hold on to things we need to let go of. But at some point, when you have done therapy for 10 years, when you have been in therapy for 100 years, when you have had a coach, when you have done everything, the only thing waiting for you to do is say no more. I will no longer believe the lie that if I wait for Johnny, regardless of where he is, regardless of what he's doing with his life, he's gonna come back to me. This is a horrific, demonic, satanic lie that we tell ourselves, waiting for a man who is not coming back. I know all about this life. I have watched women wait for decades for a man to come back who's gone off and married another woman. And she has waited and waited and waited until that man died. And by the time she looked back, she was 70 years old and that man never made his way back. These are women I know. I can tell you a million stories. Sweetheart, when a man has moved on, you owe it to yourself to move on. You may have learned some things about yourself that you want to change. You may have seen the multiple ways that you went wrong. But let us not be afraid to start over, because it is better you start over 20,000 times and meet the man of your dreams and be loved the way you deserve than to sit and wait on a man who's simply not coming back. Waiting is not magic. It doesn't make things that are not gonna happen. Okay? I hope you got that. Good. He loves me, but he just doesn't know how to show it. Sweetheart, all men know how to do is show their hearts. Some men love us, but they find it difficult to articulate it, to say it. But one thing we can always believe, is a man's actions, because they never lie. If a man loves you, you will be able to experience in his actions. He may not say it, but you can feel it. You can see it. He's consistent. He's on time. He shows up for you. He rescues you when you need rescuing. He is just always present and shows you in every way. There is no one who is there's no man who's going to love you and doesn't know how to show it. If he is not showing you love, it means he does not love you. Honey, I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I am here to raise black swans, rare birds. I am here to make sure that you have the love life that you crave and deserve, and that God has in mind for you. But we also have to co-labor with God. We have to co-labor with the universe. We have to co-labor with the spirit realm in order for us to get for us what we want. If we hold on and make excuses and say he loves me, just doesn't know how to show me because he grew up in a family where there was no love in his home, he doesn't know what love looks like, he was raised in an abusive home, his mother was an alcoholic, whatever the story we keep telling ourselves, so he doesn't know how to love me. Sweetheart, he knows how to love, he just doesn't want to love you. He doesn't. And even if he has no understanding of love, it's up to him to heal those wounds. But do not hemorrhage your life and your time making excuses for a man. The other lie is he doesn't see in himself the greatness I see in him. If I had a penny for every woman who has had her time wasted, been battered and bruised in the dating relationship world, who said this to me, I would be a multi-billionaire. Ladies, it's not that he cannot see the greatness in him, and he just doesn't see it. The truth is, you are lying to yourself. You fancy this man, you want this man, but you know that this man is not at the level that you would want him to be in order for you to be able to respect him. So what we do is we take these poor men that are happy and content with their lot in life. No, he's not ambitious. He likes to stack shelves in Tesco. That's what he's been doing for the last 20 years. No, he's not ambitious. What he wants to do is keep his job for as long as he possibly can. No, yes, he might be very talented. Yes, he might have a lot of potential. But the bottom line is he likes his job. He likes to show up at 9 and finish at 5. He's content with the amount of money that he earns. Would he like to be a billionaire? Who doesn't? But is he moving in that direction? No. We meet these men who are content with their lot in life. And guess what? There is not a crime. To be content with your lot in life is in fact a blessing. The Bible says contentment, godliness and contentment is great gain. Some people don't want to be multimillionaires. Some people don't want to be stars. They don't want everybody to know their name. They like to be musicians that play for their families. And yes, they've got great talent, but they just like to be the local pub singer. Not every single person in the world wants to be on the big stage. But you want the guy on the big stage. You want the guy who's fancy with a lot of money. So now you are projecting your desires on this poor man who is content with his lot in life. And what we do, ladies, is we get into relationships with these men and then we trouble their spirits. We begin to harass them. We begin to push them in the direction they did not desire to go. And he starts to feel inadequate. He starts to feel that energy like, I'm not good enough for this woman. Because guess what? He wasn't good enough for you. And you were so busy telling yourself the lie that you are going to extract greatness out of him. No, sweetheart. The life he is living, believe that one. It's the life that he wants. The job he is living, believe that one. That is the job that he wants. You know, my mom was an ambitious woman who was raised in wealth and affluence. And my father was a village boy who was just raised in the village. And the only person my grandfather could afford to send to school. And his life, he just wanted a simple life. My dad just wanted to be a teacher. He would always say, teaching is the most noble profession. And it's so funny because all of his daughters have become trainers in one way, shape or form. He wanted a simple life in the village. My dad never wanted to live the life that we ended up living. We ended up living in suburbia. We went to private schools. We had a very beautiful, opulent life when I was growing up. However, that was the life my mother wanted. She was the one that went and found this big job for him. She's the one that pushed him into this position. And my father was never a happy man. My father died in the village, in his little home, for all his education, raising chickens and raising pigs, because that is what made his heart glad. This was a man who was content with his lot in life. But sometimes we meet these men and we push them into a life that they do not desire. Ladies, this is a lie you tell yourself. And of course, because two people were living, of course their marriage did not work. Of course their marriage was difficult. Let us accept who a man is. If he sweeps the streets, that is his lot. That's what he's content with. Because I can tell you something about a masculine man. Whatever he wants, he will go for it. And he won't need you to bring and extract it out of him. However, we are naturally, as feminine women, amplifiers. We amplify. So if he's already going in that direction and then you come and become the wind beneath his wings, of course he will go further, faster. But he had to have been going in that direction. He had to have been moving in that momentum. Please, let us stop picking up men who we tell ourselves this lie that I see greatness in them. It is not that you see greatness. You want him to be more than he is ready to be. We need to stop telling ourselves these lies and start to work with the truth. Because ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. The next lie we tell ourselves is, God said he's bringing my husband. This is, okay, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Christian girl, because this has become the biggest bane to singleness within the context of the religious woman like no other. And when I say religious, I am talking about church girls, okay? I cannot speak for any other religion, but I am sure, having done these videos over time and knowing that I've got a lot of Muslim followers, I have had it confirmed that many of the things we struggle with within the church context are true in other religions as well. Ladies, God never said he is going to create sofas. God never said he is going to build houses. God never said he was going to create dresses. No, what God gives us are raw materials, and us as humans have the power to imagine and to create the lives. Cotton was put on the earth. Somebody thought to harvest it, to spin it, and to make thread, and turn thread into fabric. And here I am. And somebody took fabric, decided to cut it, and create this masterpiece of a dress that I'm wearing here today. Somebody took the tree that God created and made furniture. We as humans, God gave you a smile, a face, beauty, brains, so that you could create a relationship. He is not going to create the relationship for you. He has created men. Yes, real men. He has put the right quotient of high value men for the amount of high value women. And he says, listen, the Bible says, if you are going to make a friend, show yourself to be friendly. Some of us want God to bring us a friend. No, if you're going to make a friend, show yourself to be friendly. If you are going to meet a mate, show yourself to be dateable. Learn how to flirt. Learn how to date. Learn how to go out there and speak to men. Learn how to build your conversational skills. This is what the Black Swan Relationship Academy is. Let us stop sitting back in fear and ignorance, church. I'm talking to you. Let us stop sitting down in fear and ignorance, telling ourselves that God is going to circumvent our fear and ignorance and just magic up a man. When many of us who are waiting on God to bring a husband for us are not even husband worthy. You are not even girlfriend worthy. You have done zero work on yourself and you want a man to just come and be this hero for you. You need to be preparing. There is nobody who just is born a wife. We become wives. We learn, we grow in elegance and poise. We learn how to conduct ourselves, the things to say. This is why I've created the academy. But what we do is we sit there in ignorance and fear because we have grown old in the pews, because we have heard the doctrines of don't do anything, God will do it for you. I would like for you to go into the pages of history, into the pages of the Bible, and tell me who met a partner because he just descended from above. Even Rebecca, the servant, had to go and find. Marriages in the Bible was still orchestrated by the hand of man, whether it was by arranged marriages or somebody presenting themselves. Something had to be done. There was an orchestration. We want God to create the tree, make the chair, make the table, and present it to us. Ladies, this is not wise. It is not wisdom. And it has caused us to sit down and tell ourselves multiple lies. It's time for you to rise and shine and really get it together. Okay, these are foolish lies we keep telling ourselves. Am I saying that God has never in the history of humanity told somebody that they bring their husband and did? Yes, he has done it. But this is the exception and not the rule. God is not running around creating miracles. God says, look after your body, eat well, exercise, and you will have health. Right? That doesn't mean that God doesn't heal people today. It doesn't mean that God does not miraculously bring people. But who are you even? I can understand that if you are the pastor of a church or you have and hold a position of authority and responsibility, then you can't just date like everybody else can because there's too much at stake. If the pastor starts dating some of the girls in the church, it becomes crazy. So at some point, he has to wait on God to present and say this is the person, and vice versa. Whenever we say God said, the next question I'm going to ask you is, show me a track record of God saying something to you and him doing it. And when I say show me a track record, I'm talking about show me a track record of God saying something to you that does not come normally to people, that does not come in the direction that comes for most people, and him performing it. If you say to me, if I said to you, God said he will bring my husband, trust me, you can go to the bank on that. Why? I have a track record of God telling me to do things that are not normally done that way and achieving it. I can tell you a story of how before I turned 30, I owned properties over millions and I did not earn a salary. I was a full-time minister and God literally sent people with thousands and thousands of pounds to invest for me to buy property even though I earned nothing. Can you understand that when I say to you that God said that things manifest? If you speak to my ex-husband and even to my son, and if you say to them, if Chengi says God says, I have a track record. I have stories upon stories upon stories upon stories upon stories. How many do you have? God has never spoken to you in that way before. He's never even asked you to go outside and wait for a person called John, and that person called John came to you and you were able to preach the gospel. You've not even converted anybody in the last 10 years. Nobody has come to Christ through you. But all of a sudden, you are sure, you are such a prophet, you are so sure that God said he's going to bring your husband, and yet you have no track record. Listen, we need to stop telling ourselves lies. We need to stop trying to make ourselves the exception to the rule because we're scared. Fear is okay as long as we own the fact that we're afraid. Things that are uncomfortable are okay to be uncomfortable as long as we own that I don't want to do that because I feel uncomfortable, because I don't know where to begin. If you don't know where to begin, this is why people like me exist upon the earth. There are a lot of Christian coaches, a lot of people who can hold your hand and help you navigate the space safely. But sitting back and insisting that God said he's going to bring your husband is a surefire way of you remaining single for the rest of your life. The next point that I want to make is God said he's my husband. I'm not going to labor the God said bit because I've already established this. But ladies, please, please, I beg of you, let's stop this nonsense. God said he is my husband. The man came in with another woman and he is married to that other woman. The man is not pursuing you. He doesn't even know that you exist. There is no evidence, but you are hellfire sure. You would go to the grave sure that God said that is your husband. The man dumped you 10 years ago, has dated 1,000 people, but you are so sure that God said is your husband. And then of course we will have some YouTuber or somebody who did that and waited and God made some fandangle thing happen. And hey presto, it happened, and then we think we are that person. Listen to me. God is never going to tell you somebody's your husband when they're married to somebody else. God is never going to tell you that person is your husband when that person is not even pursuing you. You've sat in those pews for 3 years waiting for that single guy to pursue you. Honey, put something pretty on, smile, signal him. If he's not coming, he's not your husband, okay? He's not your husband. We need to stop pinning our foolishness on God said. Ladies, my last point is this. The biggest lie, the biggest of all, the biggest lie that we keep telling ourselves is that we're not good enough. I know that it's easy to believe that lie. We're hearing it from everywhere. Who do you think you are? You're too fat, you're too short, you're broke, you're stupid. The dog, the cat, the pig, whatever. We live in a world that is always perpetually letting us know that we are not good enough. But I want you to know something about the feminine woman. You will never be good enough until you start to believe and feel good enough. We have to feel good to do good. You have to love yourself as you are in order to evolve into the other level. As long as you self-loathe, as long as you look down on yourself, as long as you believe the lie that you're not enough today, you will never be enough tomorrow. We have to be enough today. We have to be slim enough today. I don't care if you're as big as a house. Today, you are good enough. You need to be good enough today so that you can take the step to be the better version of yourself tomorrow. Feminine energy has to feel good to do good. Before you can start to watch what you eat, you have to feel good about yourself first. Before you go exercising, you have to feel good about your body first. Before you go wearing something beautiful, you have to feel good about yourself first. Ladies, you will never thrive in the realm of femininity if you constantly tell yourself the lie that you are not good enough. When you were born, God thought you were good enough. And everything that happened after was other people disagreeing with God. I want you to come into divine alignment with God today and stop telling yourself the truth. If you can master this one principle, this final principle, then all of the above will be taken care of. Because it's our feeling that we are not good enough that makes us have to tell ourselves a whole bunch of lies thereafter. Lies are built upon lies, upon lies, upon lies. And before you know it, you are just living out this huge, big lie. And you don't even know where it came from. It came from believing the lie that you are not good enough, that you are not deserving of love, that somehow something in you is so terribly broken that you can never ever be the best version of yourself. And this is the biggest lie that you have believed and keep telling yourself. Sweetheart, you are good enough. No, you might not be what that guy wants, but it doesn't mean that you are not deserving of love and that you cannot evolve and grow and learn. Because sweetheart, the difference between where you are today and where you are going is what you don't know. The Bible says, for a lack of knowledge, my people perish. For a lack of vision, my people perish. It is what you are not able to see, and it is what you do not know. It is the ignorance you have sat down in for years and decades that is stopping you from being all you can be. And this is why I have developed the Black Swan Relationship Academy, so that we can begin to deal with ignorance. Buy yourself a course, get on there, enroll in a course, start to learn the things you didn't know about yourself. The courses are going to be flooding in the academy. We're going to have self-care courses. We're going to have the energy mastery class, which the link will be probably in the description below, so that you can book yourself to be one of the first people and get the early bird price for when it goes live. Ladies, let us invest in ourselves. Let us begin to do the work. It is never too late, but time is truly fast spent on some of these lies we keep telling ourselves. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. In the meantime, take care of you. Love you lots. Bye-bye now.